This is part 3 of our comparative test between DeepSeek and ChatGPT. And so for those of you who don't know, DeepSeek is a Chinese artificial intelligence company, and they're setting the world on fire right now because their R1 model is a advanced reasoning model that's comparative to the O1 advanced reasoning model for ChatGPT. Only this model is free, and the ChatGPT advanced reasoning model, you'll probably have to spend about $200 a month to get the full capabilities of it. And so I've been working on a use case for product development to be able to test in both of these models. And I want to just illustrate to you what we're going to try to create here. And so I do a lot of coaching sessions with people to learn about artificial intelligence, and we go through, and sometimes the ChatGPT window gets very, very, very long. And so I want to be able to have these models create something that looks more like this. And I want to be able to do it in maybe 2 or 3 prompts to be able to get through it. And so I want 3 swim lanes, and I want it to be more modular, and I don't want it to just fill up with a pile of text. And so what we're going to do is we're going to communicate to both of these models. First, we're going to go in ChatGPT and we're going to create a new window. We're going to turn the O1 model on, and we're also going to use a temporary chat. I also have turned off any of the custom instructions and any of the memory that's inside of ChatGPT O1 to be able to get it a fair swipe. And so I have a prompt that we're going to talk through that you'll be able to see how I do my prompts for each of them. And so I'm going to describe it here. All right, and I'm using a tool called Whisper Flow to be able to record what I'm saying, and it goes directly into my machine. And so when coaching or consulting with tools like ChatGPT, the conversation quickly becomes cluttered with data. This inefficiency caused by long threads and scattered insights is particularly problematic when working with structured frameworks like the Lean Canvas model or other strategic frameworks. We want to be able to create something that's better geared for teaching and coaching. And so currently, when we scroll through these extensive chat histories to locate specific insights, it's very cumbersome. This disorganized approach hinders productivity and makes it difficult to maintain focus on the most important aspects of the coaching session. We'd much rather be able to have a 3-prong or 3-channel sessions where on the left side is the session, on the middle is the recording and chats, and on the right is a notes panel. And so I want you to be able to then create a lean canvas model that describes this business opportunity so I can see who my target customers are when I'm ready to market. And then we're going to be able to create the front end code in Next.js for you to create this for me so that I can then put this in a prototyping tool. Do you have it? And so that's a very, very, very long prompt that we just created for both of these. And so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to submit that to ChatGPT, and I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to submit this to DeepSeek. So then we can get an idea how both of them are going to perform amongst this. And so I didn't specify if I wanted the lean canvas first or if I wanted the code first. So I just want to see if it makes it all the way through. And you can see here that DeepSeek, I love how it shows its thinking process here. And so if you get a moment, you can go through and scroll through the video. I'll scroll through slowly in case those want to read through and see how DeepSeek is able to then go through this. And so you can pause that and see that if you want to. And so it created a step 1, it created the lean canvas model. It gave a problem. It gave the key metrics, the unfair advantage. If you don't know about the lean canvas model, it's really just a quick overview of your business to be able to do business planning. And so it said, here's the Next.js. It gave me the file structure, and then it gave me the code. I didn't specify that I want the code in one file. And so I'm going to have to redo this. And so lean canvas for a 3-pane coaching and consulting interface. Exactly. And so it does also, I'm going to scroll through this for those that want to be able to pause the video and just see what's being said and how ChatGPT organizes this information. And then it says, here is the file structure, which is great. And then it gives our pages. It gave the code for each individual component or file for our web application, which is great. But we want this in one file. Okay, this is great. Can we put all of the code, the comprehensive code, as much as you can to be able to fully develop our front end application, our web application in Next.js? I want this in one file so I can easily just transfer it to our prototyping tool so we can mock it up to see how this looks. And then this is going to be in here, and we're going to submit this to ChatGPT, and then we're going to submit this to DeepSeek. And let's see, did it? I didn't hit submit here. Let's see, submit there. And so now ChatGPT is going to do this. And so we have all of the text here for DeepSeek and ChatGPT. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use VO in Vercel, which is um, a prototyping tool. And again, and then it says, how do we run it? Okay, this is great. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this and then we're going to go inside of V0 here. And so this is your DeepSeek code. And we're going to ask VO, hey, can you use this code and render this for me so that I can see what this looks like. Be sure to keep the original code only fixing instances that will help it render inside of your environment. And so we're going to save this. We're going to actually paste, and then we're going to go up here and we're going to save this prompt because we want ChatGPT to use this prompt, right? And so we're going to come here and we're going to make this bigger so you can get an idea of what V0 is going to create here. All right, so V0 is still thinking. All right, and here we go. And so we're just going to pop this out so we can see what it looks like. Okay, session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4. And so it didn't do the 3-panel modular setup. It did give me a, how functioning is that? Yep, okay, that works. And then my video preview, it didn't actually give me like a record button. And so that's interesting. I'm actually not that impressed with what was just created here for V0. And so let's try it with ChatGPT. Let's see what we get with ChatGPT if we put in a new chat, and then we're going to come and copy. All right, so we're going to put our prompt in, and then we're going to grab from ChatGPT here, and then we're going to put the ChatGPT code in to see what ChatGPT creates here. And so it looks like ChatGPT's already got the 3-pane layout, which is good. And so ChatGPT's done already, and we're going to pop this out. And yeah, so this is kind of a better idea of what we were thinking about, right? And so section, yeah, and then we have our talk here, and it goes there, and a client coach. And so, okay, this is interesting. And so this is just 2 prompts to be able to get this. And so we have ChatGPT, which I think got pretty close as to what we were trying to do there. And then this is DeepSeek, which kind of dropped the ball on this one. Like I don't really like that. Granted, I will say that this isn't typically how you do product. You'd have to do several iterations to be able to go through and refine this. But I just wanted to see, how both of the models would do in terms of understanding what the instructions were. And so if we come down here, we just want to get an idea of like how to run this. You can run it in your own local host. It gave good instructions, notes and persons. Everything is one file. You can easily drop this into a prototyping tool like StatBlix, Figma. Exactly. And then also it equally gave us instructions on how we would run it, which is good. Tailwind. And so this is good. And so let's go a step further, man. Let's just see, while we have this, I'm gonna give a picture to it. Let's see what happens if we take our original tool that we had and we give a picture of it and we see what it does to help refine it. So I'm gonna take a screenshot and I'm gonna put the screenshot here for ChatGPT, and then I'm gonna put a screenshot here for DeepSeek, and I'm gonna say, refine your answer based off of these mock-ups or wireframes or screenshots that you have, and then provide again one file of code so these can easily be put into our prototyping software. And so we're going to take this and we're going to copy that, and we're going to enter in the ChatGPT, and we're going to enter here, and then we're going to see what kind of refinements we actually get on this. And so let's see how DeepSeek is thinking about this. Okay, I want to refine code. The original code provided a 3-pane layout. It didn't though, and so that's interesting. I didn't see the 3-pane layout, but nonetheless, okay, we have all of the code again. And so we're gonna go back into VO, and we're gonna run this, see if it's completed. All right, so we completed with DeepSeek. I'm gonna put the code in here for DeepSeek inside of V0, and we're gonna press play. And I'm gonna shrink this in so you can see it. And let's see what happens here with DeepSeek on the revision. And so I created an entirely new window on V0 as well. And we probably could have just used the same V0 window to make iterations on it, but I wanted to just go from scratch to see what kind of. All right, so now we have, let's see, with DeepSeek, we're gonna pop this out and see what we have here. And so it's 3 panels. So it's doing a 3 panel, but it's stacking them on top of each other. That's very interesting that it's doing that way. And startup, yeah, and then we hit start recording. Okay, I like that kind of functionality. This is actually off the screen, so you can see it here. And so you can see the functionality that's happening. Stop, and it has notes that you can put in. Problem. And so this isn't really what I want. So DeepSeek is kind of missing. So you can see that how a large language model gets off, right? Even with the screenshot, I'm pretty surprised that it didn't fix itself. And so we're gonna do this in a new window and do the same inside of V0 with, I think that O1 is just more thorough in its code right here, and its explanations of code. I think it just has it has a better idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. Yeah, this is probably spot on, man. And so I think O1 smashed this one, guys. Like it really, this is it. It's spot on. Like this is exactly how it looks. Like this is almost exactly how the mock-up looks. And here's the problem. It would go in there, you would start recording. And so the buttons don't work. But in terms of how it looks, like this is what I have now. And this is what O1 created. I mean, that's pretty spot on. And so, wow, like I think that's pretty good. And so I would continue to just iterate back and forth, and we would continue to just product development, adding features. But this is pretty good. O1, I think ChatGPT for the win on this one in terms of just raw, giving it context and then having it do an output. And so let me know what you guys think, man, or what else we can test. I think we're gonna do a couple tests on just advanced logical reasoning. We did quantitative reasoning. We've done very simple questions, and then we've done like a actual business use case to see how they works. I think it'll be good to use like more political to see what kind of censorship exists in some of these models. And let me know in the comments of other things that you might want to see tested between these two models. And give a follow, give a like, subscribe on Hoff Digital, and let's connect, y'all. Peace.